Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. So yesterday we have seen star topology and mesh topology. Today we are going to learn bus topology. So the preceding examples all describe point-to-point connections. A bus topology, on the other hand, it's a multi-point connection. So we have already discussed about the type of connection, point-to-point and multi-point connection. The two examples such as mesh topology and star topology that provide point-to-point connection, but bus topology provide multi-point connection. One long cable acts as a backbone to link all the devices in a network. So there is a long cable that acts as a backbone to all the devices which link to the network. Nodes are connected to the bus cable by a drop line and taps. So there is a drop line and taps. This drop line is a connection running between the device and the remaining cable. And a tap is a connector that either splices into the main cable or punctures the sheathing of cable to create a contact with a metallic core. So there is a drop line and tap, and drop line is a connection running between the device and the main cable. Tap is a connector that either splices into the main cable or punctures the sheathing of cable to create the contact with the metallic core. The figure shows a bus topology. So there is a cable length and tap and drop line between the tap and the station, and tap is in between these cables. LAN can use a bus topology, but they are less popular now. So local area networks uses bus topology. As signal travels along the backbone, so there is a cable that's the backbone of the bus topology. When the signals travels along the backbone, some of its energy is transformed into heat. So there is a transformation of energy to heat. Therefore it becomes weaker and weaker as it travels farther and farther. So the energy or the signal strength is weakened as it travels farther and farther. For this reason, there is a limit on the number of taps a bus can support and on the distance between those taps. So there is a limit in the bus topology to reduce the number of taps between the cables. And we are going to see the advantages of bus topology. Ease of installation. Backbone cable can be laid along the most efficient path, then connected to the nodes by drop lines of various length. So ease of installation. First one is ease of installation. In this way, a bus uses less cabling than mesh and star topology. So we can say that the bus topology uses less cabling comparable to mesh topology and star topology. In a bus, there is the redundancy is eliminated. So only the backbone cable stretched through the entire facility. Each drop line has to reach only as far as the nearest point on the backbone. So that's the advantage of bus topology. The disadvantages of bus topology are difficult to reconnection and fault isolation. So we have seen that the mesh topology and star topology, the fault isolation is very easy. But in bus topology, the fault isolation and reconnection is very difficult. A bus is usually designed to be optimally efficient at installation. It can be therefore be difficult to add new devices. So in bus topology, it is difficult to add new devices. That means the reconnection and fault isolation is very difficult. Signal reflection at the taps can cause degradation in quality. So in bus topology, the signal degradation can occur. So degradation of the signal quality is degraded. This degradation can be controlled by limiting the number and spacing of devices connected to the length of cable. When we are reducing the number of devices connected to the bus topology, we can reduce the signal degradation. And adding new devices may therefore require modification and replacement of the backbone. So in addition, a fault or break in the bus cable stops all transmission. So we have seen that the backbone of the bus topology is that one cable. So when a fault or break in the bus cable, the all transmission will stop, even between the devices on the same side of the problem. So the damaged area reflects signals back in the direction of origin, create noise in both directions. So this may create noise in the data transmission. So that's all about the bus topology. The fourth one is the ring topology. In a ring topology, each device has dedicated point-to-point link connection. So, mesh topology, star topology, and another one ring topology. They three of them uses point-to-point connection with only point-to-point connection. But in here, in ring topology, only two devices on either side of it has point-to-point connection. So in ring topology, the dedicated point-to-point connection with only the two devices on either side of it. A signal is passed along the ring in one direction from one device to device until it reaches the destination. So a signal is passed along the ring in one direction from device to device until it reaches its destination. Each device in the ring incorporates a repeater. So in bus topology we have seen there is a tap and drop line. In ring topology there is a repeater. So each device in the ring incorporates a repeater. So in bus topology there is a tap, in here it is a repeater. So when a device receives a signal intended for another device, its repeater regenerates the bits and passes them along. So we are using repeater for regenerating the signal that we are passed to another device. So in ring topology was prevalent in IBM introduced its local area network token ring. So ring topology is mainly used in local area network token ring introduced by IBM. And advantages of ring topology. A ring is relatively easy to install and reconfigure. The first one is easy to install and reconfigure. Each device is linked to only its immediate neighbors. To add or delete devices requires changing only two connections. The only constraints are media and traffic consideration, maximum ring length and number of devices. So the constraints are maximum ring length and the number of devices. In addition, fault isolation is simplified. So fault isolation is very simplified in ring topology. Generally in a ring, a signal is circulated at all times. If one device does not receive a signal within the specified period, it can issue an alarm. So there is an alarm when the device not receiving the signal within the specified period. This alarm alert the network operator to the problem and its location. So this may be very easy to isolate the faults in the ring topology. And disadvantages of ring topology, it is unidirectional traffic. In a simple ring, a break in the ring such as disabled station can disable the entire network. So there is a break, if there is a break in the ring, it can disable the entire network. This weakness can be solved by using a dual ring or switch capable of closing off the break. So the weakness can be resolved or solved by using a dual ring or switch. So that's all about the ring topology. And the fifth one is hybrid topology. The network can be hybrid. So hybrid means the combination of these all topology, these four topology. For example, we can have the main star topology. We can have a main star topology with each branch connected several stations in a bus topology as shown in figure. So there is a star topology, the hub shown here, and these three are bus topology. So this is hybrid topology. It's a combination of the other topologies. That means hybrid topology. So that's all about today's class. We have discussed bus topology and ring topology and hybrid topology. And yesterday we have completed the star topology and mesh topology. So we will continue our class in next section. That's all about network models. So thank you for watching my video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel and share, comment, like. So thank you. See you in the next class.